Okay, so when you think about the world's biggest tech hubs, where does your mind go? Probably Silicon Valley, right? Maybe Shenzhen? But what if I told you that one of the most exciting, most strategic tech scenes is actually popping up on the coast of Vietnam? That's right. Today, we're taking a deep dive into Da Nang, a city that's earning a pretty cool nickname, Vietnam's Silicon Beach.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll get into what makes this Silicon Beach tick. Then, we're going to talk about something really unique called the Japan Bridge. After that, we'll see how they're shifting from doing client work to building their own stuff. We'll also uncover their secret for creating a steady stream of tech talent. Then, we'll meet the companies making it all happen, and we'll wrap up by asking, what's next for Da Nang? For a long time, whenever people talked about tech in Southeast Asia, the conversation was usually about one thing: cheap outsourcing. But Da Nang? They've completely flipped that script. And this isn't some happy accident. Their success is built on three really smart, really specific strategies. Let's break them down. And look, Silicon Beach isn't just some catchy marketing slogan. It represents a huge shift in thinking. We're talking about going from being a simple back-office support center to a real frontline innovation hub. It's a reputation they've absolutely earned. So, what's the first pillar of Da Nang's success? Well, it's a big one. It's this incredibly deep and sophisticated relationship they've built with the Japanese market. And this isn't just about winning contracts. This is about building a true bridge of trust and quality. So what exactly is this Japan Bridge? Well, it's a strategy that goes way, way beyond just writing code for a client. It's about training engineers who can speak Japanese. It's about setting up local offices in Japan. And it's even about adopting Japanese business philosophies like Kaizen. Here's the key. It's all about creating high-value, long-term partners, not just being a low-cost vendor. Okay, this is where you can really see it in action. Just look at these companies. Rikesoft has a 97% client retention rate. I mean, think about that. That's not a typo. Then you've got Fabi, which isn't just working for Japanese companies. It's being recognized in Japan as a top venture. And check out Rikai. They create these lab-style teams that basically become a part of the client's own company. And Flightino even builds Japanese philosophies like Ikigai right into their DNA. This is what a deep strategic partnership actually looks like. All right, so building on that solid foundation of top-quality service, the next huge step in Da Nang's evolution is this shift away from just doing what clients ask to actually creating their own original technology. This is when an ecosystem really starts to mature. And this move is absolutely critical. It's the difference between being a hired gun and being an owner, right? We're talking about companies that are now building their own intellectual property and climbing up the value chain. They're becoming real strategic partners who can help shape an idea from the very beginning, not just code a plan someone else wrote. And again, the proof is right here. Take Daegu Global. They're not just making little banking apps. They're building the core trading systems for Vietnam's entire stock market. It's huge. Then there's Anosta, who call themselves a product acceleration partner. They'll take you from a scribble on a napkin all the way to a market launch. You have Enable Startup diving into really complex stuff like medical IoT. And Paracel is even building its own tools for things like automated testing. See the pattern? They're not just using the tech, they are creating it. Okay, but none of this incredible growth happens without the right people. And that brings us to Da Nang's third secret weapon, the super integrated system they have for developing the next wave of tech talent. It's not just about schools. It's about building an ecosystem that feeds itself. Just look at the difference here. In the old model, right, there's this massive gap between what you learn in university and what a company actually needs you to do. Well, in Da Nang, they're building a bridge right over that gap. Universities and companies are working together, hand in hand. The companies actually help design the classes, and they get in there to train and recruit students before they even graduate. It's a total game changer. And right at the center of this talent pipeline is the Vietnam Korea University, or VKU. Think of it as the academic anchor for the whole scene. And they aren't teaching yesterday's tech either. Their big focus areas are the hottest fields on the planet right now. We're talking semiconductors and AI. They're making sure their graduates are on the absolute cutting edge. And then, on the other side of that bridge, you have the companies themselves getting involved. Take DevPlus, for example. It's backed by a tech firm called ST United, and they run these programs called Ready for AI. This is the industry literally reaching into the schools to make sure graduates aren't just educated, but are genuinely ready to work from day one. So we've got the strategies down, the Japan Bridge, the big shift to making their own products, and the talent pipeline that powers it all. Now, let's actually meet some of the companies that make up this incredibly diverse and powerful ecosystem.
Just look at the range of specializations here. It's wild. You've got the huge enterprise players like Rikasoft. You've got FinTech experts like Goal and Global. You have innovators in AI and deep tech like DT Group who are building stuff for the metaverse. You've got gaming pioneers like Papa Group, and even next-gen BPO companies like MPBPO that are focusing on high-value work like labeling data for AI. This just shows you how incredibly diverse the tech scene in Da Nang really is.
And this really gives you a sense of this scale we're talking about. I mean, you've got a global giant like Rickysoft with 2,000 employees, and right alongside them, you have these super fast-growing companies like Fabi and Innovo, already in the hundreds. So there's real depth here, you know? You've got everything from these massive enterprise-level teams to smaller, super agile, specialized groups.
Phew, okay, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's pull it all together. What does this all really mean for Da Nang's future, and what should you really take away from all this?
It really all comes down to these three things. First, that Japan bridge strategy. That's what bakes quality and trust right into the ecosystem's DNA. Second, the smart move into owning their own products, which is turning them from service providers into true innovators. And third, that self-sustaining talent pipeline that's going to make sure this growth can continue for years to come. So I want to leave you with this final question. We've seen the strategy, we've met the players, and we've seen how they're growing their talent. We've seen how Da Nang has meticulously built this unique and powerful tech scene. So the only real question left is this just Vietnam's Silicon Beach, or are we looking at the blueprint for the world's next great innovation partner? Definitely something to think about.